There was a lot of frauds that got exposed yesterday, but we are not one of them. I have Johnny, I have Shane, I have Bo, but more specifically, run that shit. Saul Bookman, Marcos Deniza Padre, Southbound Community College Cougar, and best of all, a Wildcat from the University of Arizona.
Johnny Venerable, Maricopa, Arizona. We have a Denny's and an IHOP.
Bo Brock, the Harvard of Maricopa County, Scottsdale Community College, Fighting Artichokes.
Shane Diefenbach, North Scottsdale Circus School of Arizona. Honk, honk.
Of course, we can't get into any of these games until we talk about what they meant on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Johnny, what you got?
Well, I lost a lot of money on DraftKings yesterday through no fault of DraftKings. I took Tennessee's live odds. It didn't work out for me, but hopefully it worked out for you. And new customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win today. Get $200 in free bets back if they do. And if that's not enough, everyone can boost their winnings with DraftKings step-up same-game parlays. Click that little button. You can bet on games right after this show. Get on it right now. For every leg you add, you can boost your winnings up to 100% with even bigger payouts. Why would you bet on football anywhere else? Guess what? You wouldn't. And to make things even sweeter, you can throw down on the step-up same-game parlays once per game day all year long. So you can do it today, tomorrow night for Monday Night Football, next Thursday. It's simple. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use that promo code PHNX. That's promo code PHNX on DraftKings Sportsbook app. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See those show notes for details, Saul.
Wow. Well, sorry for your loss.
Yes.
But what was the most shocking part of yesterday? Was it the fact that Bama lost on the road to Tennessee? Although I feel like Tennessee is a lot more legit than people.
Yeah.
They're fucking good. Or USC on the road at Utah, the way they lost.
It's the Pac-12. They cannibalize themselves. It's what they do.
Yeah.
It's what they do. I think it was shocking that Utah went for 2 and didn't cover.
Yeah.
I think that hurt me more than anything because I knew this was going to happen. Like to no fault of USC and really nothing to Utah. This is just the Pac-12. Like it's what happens. If you don't want to talk about trends and you talk about these two guys, Cameron Rising is a dog and he just wills his team to victory every single time they win a game. He's incredible. I don't think either of these things are that shocking, but if I had to pick one, it would probably be just the fact that they won off of that 2-point conversion.
I would say, I think my perspective is not the fact that Tennessee won, but how they won after blowing that big lead early on. You just felt like the Crimson Tide train was coming down the tracks and you couldn't stop it. And then they stopped it, and then that fucking field goal, I was like, there's no chance that's going in. Oh, shit, it went in.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was a crazy angle. I mean, we were talking about this Tennessee team last week and trying to figure out if they were for real. I think there's two things can be true at the same time. They're for real, and then that game against Georgia, I mean, that's it, right? I mean, coming up in the next couple of weeks, Tennessee, we'll see like how legit they are. Can they play against a team with a legit defense? Can they score the ball as easily as they did in the first half? I mean, what a absolutely electric game to watch. You know, from start to finish. Alabama wouldn't go away. Just incredible. So, I mean, props to Tennessee. They're back. Until they face Georgia.
They're officially back, and Bryce Young, he did everything he could to will his team to victory yesterday. He's going to be the first pick in the draft, a little undersized for my liking, but how about on the flip side with Hooker? Like, is he going to be the Heisman winner right now? Because, you look at him, and he's old as shit. I think he's going to be like 25 or 26 in January. So if you're thinking about him potentially being a top draft pick, I'm not sure you can spend a first-round pick on him, but he just – Whedon-esque vibes there, but from the
Chris Winky.
Yeah, from the scope of college football this year, I have never seen a Nick Saban defense get bent over like that. Like, where was Will Anderson yesterday? Like, this is not a defense that is going to be able, I think, to hang with Georgia later this year and their offensive weaponry. I really do believe, and I'm not overreacting to this loss like I would normally, but I think this is going to be a Bama team that finishes second or third in the conference and does not get into the Final Four. They've had so many close wins this year. Yeah. Could have easily lost to Texas. Yeah. This was a long time coming. Happy for Tennessee, though.
Yeah, Ransom makes a good point with penalties this season, too. Bama doesn't usually beat themselves.
Yeah.
It's been bad. But you talk about
17 is crazy.
Yeah, you talk about second and third place. This is a real possibility. I saw this on Twitter. 12-1 SEC champ Bama. 12-1 SEC runner-up Georgia. 11-1 Tennessee, only lost to Georgia. 11-1 Ole Miss, only lost to Bama. There could be an all SEC.
Oh, jeez.
Ole Miss isn't going
I know, but it is a real possibility. Yeah. So if you don't think the playoffs should be expanded.
Well, I mean, well, first of all, like that's assuming Ohio State doesn't go undefeated.
I know.
Michigan doesn't go
But I'm saying
undefeated.
that's a possibility.
I might
I
sign
mean-
up for that, actually. That's kind of interesting.
No, I would want to throw up all over the place. Like, no, you might as well just put me on mill because that's how ill I'll feel. Outside
Like
of that,
number 53 for Tennessee the other day or yesterday, who just
using it
puked
as an
and-
intimidation tactic. That went so hard.
what about TCU? TCU is sneakily still undefeated. They had a come from behind win against Oklahoma State.
Another crusher didn't cover.
Yep, another crusher, just like last week against Kansas. Sonny Dykes has put something together there. I don't know what to think about TCU, but I feel like we need to start taking them a little bit more serious because they have beat some good teams, and they've done it offensively.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to put a Big 12 team in the Final Four. And as Ransom says in the chat, like I don't think I want to put an ACC team in the Final Four. You watch these teams yesterday. Michigan, what we've seen from the SEC, like these are the best teams. Now, I've been on the fence about like I want to see Power 5 schools represented, Power Conference schools, because I think we're in the last few years of Power 5 conferences. It's all going to get merged together. But like you can't tell me TCU on a neutral field against any of the teams you just named, Shane, from the SEC doesn't just get destroyed. So it's a nice story for them. They're going to probably be the favorite to win the Big 12 because Oklahoma's a down year. Texas was fortunate to get a win yesterday, but Bo, I don't think they're a national contender, but they're a nice story.
Yeah, great story, and it's something that can grow on this as far as build on this. With it being in Dallas, it always seems like it's been a sleeping giant, and what they were able to do. Patterson for so many years got them from kind of being a mid-major, and now they're in a Power 5 school, for the foreseeable future until, like you said, things inevitably change. But yeah, I think that in the next year with the transfer portal, that's something that can turn into a major player. But yeah, it might be too fast when you see teams on display like Tennessee and Alabama. I mean, can they compete with them offensively? I don't know.
Ole Miss,
Yeah,
might go undefeated this year. I mean, think
that
about
Bama
this.
game's huge.
Right now, they got at LSU, they got at Texas A&M, and Texas A&M is funky. You never know what's going to happen in that game because they're so up and down. Then they have a week off before they play Bama at home. Now you know that's going to be a crazy game. I don't know, guys.
I'd be shocked if Bama doesn't get right. I mean, I know this is a weird team.
I don't know, man.
But they're just better than everybody. Like in terms of talent, they've been beating themselves. It's what's been happening. They should have won that game yesterday, but I don't know. I think they'll get right. It is a possibility we could see, but it's Nick Saban in Alabama. Until proven otherwise, I'm not going to say that.
We need to talk about Michigan for a hot minute here because I know a lot of people. It's an afterthought. It's the Big Ten. It's not Ohio State. What I watched yesterday, complete dismantling of Penn State, a Penn State team that was undefeated. Yeah. Michigan, and I said this yesterday. Michigan is built not to beat up on these upper tier Big Ten teams, but I think what Jim Harbaugh has done. This is a team that's at least going to be competitive in the Final Four. I've said this all year. I think they're better than Ohio State. They're much more physical. This is a better version of the team from last year with better quarterback play and the front seven and the offensive line. These are SEC caliber lines of scrimmage. And if you have that and these backs that can go for over 200 yards, you can be competitive. So you look at the rest of their schedule. They've got tough, season finale against Ohio State. They play Illinois. Those will be hard games. But on the surface, I think this is the Big Ten's best chance to potentially compete and win a national championship since Ohio State did it with Urban Meyer.
I mean, hey, listen, as a guy who literally has watched a team every week have no offensive line and no defensive line, I appreciate the quality that Michigan brings to the table. But let's bring it here local. And let's talk about Arizona. Unfortunately, listen. I said in the show notes, you can spell Arizona with an O because they don't have a D. They have no defense whatsoever. Gave up 49 points yesterday, over 500 yards passing to Penix. Like, oh, fuck.
That's fine. Penix is going to eat. They're going to have his, and I know that defense it looked terrible yesterday. But the thing that blows my mind is they. Until the end of the game, they couldn't get going against Washington's defense until the second half, and it was 17-14 for the longest time. The offense is what scares me a little more.
Oh no! See, I disagree. Like they were moving the ball. They kind of shot themselves in the foot in certain situations, but they were able to move the ball just fine. It was 14-14 right before Washington scores before half to make it 21-14, and then Washington gets the ball to start out the second half and make it 28-14. But they were able to reel off points after they got going in the third and fourth quarter. But like they were moving the ball just fine. They had stupid little penalties here and there that just kind of cost them. I'm not so worried. Listen, you put up 39 points in college football, you should be able to win the game.
Yeah,
49 points is ridiculous. No turnovers. Like, listen, Jaden Delora threw for 400 yards.
It's
what else do you need from the offense? You know what I mean? But the defense, oh my goodness. But listen, let's put this into relation, and let's talk about how awful this Arizona defense is by playing a little game we call high or low, higher or lower. There we go. Which one are we going to have? The first question I have for you guys to propose, what is higher, the cost of gas in Tucson by the cents, or the average yards given up per game by this U of A defense?
Oh man.
Give me average yards is higher.
I'm going to take, give me average yards.
I'll put
Tucson gas is cheap.
I'll say gas. I live in Maricopa, which is halfway between where we're at right now and Tucson, and our gas is not cheap as hell. So I will go gas.
Gas in Tucson is fucking stupid cheap. It's over $1 cheaper than it is up here. Yes, it is $3.84. So right now the Wildcats are giving up over 484 yards per game. So it is the Arizona defense that is higher on that. Okay, next question. Which is higher, the average yards per rush given up or the average home mortgage interest rates in the country?
This team is giving up
that can't
8
be possible.
yards.
That's a really good question.
What's the average interest rate? Like 6?
I can't tell you that.
They're probably only separated because we've looked at interest rates lately, and it's between 6 and 7%. And I know for a fact U of A is giving up over 6 yards per carry.
They're giving up like the last I saw was like 7 point something.
I'll go U of A.
Yeah, same.
Okay,
right, me too. I'm in on that.
All right. Well, it is the average home interest rate actually.
Oh man.
The average home interest rate right now is 7.17 across the country.
Well, what's the average yards per carry?
Actually, after yesterday, they went down a little bit because Penix threw the ball for over 500 yards. They did a decent job holding them up, so they're now giving up 5.85 yards per carry. So yeah, look at them.
The sevens at one point.
Yeah, it was in the sevens until yesterday. All right, last question. The opponent completion percentage or the chances you'll get into a car accident at some point in your lifetime.
So both are hovering around 90. I'm gonna take opponent completion percentage.
Okay, completion percentage for Shane.
I've been wrong this entire game. I'll go completion percentage.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go against the chances you get in a car accident.
All right, it is the chances you'll get in a car accident at 77%. 77% of people will get into a car accident at one point in their lifetime, which is really scary.
You guys hit your 77% already?
Yeah.
The opponent completion percentage for U of A's defense is 72%. So,
oh my god,
72%. Pretty ridiculous. Yeah. Do we like that game? Higher
yeah, that was
lower?
fun.
Yeah, I like it.
The last thing I'll say on the game yesterday is I just want to apologize for not only beating Washington last week, but also them coming in two game loss streak. Like that doesn't help you.
What did I tell you on bets? I said you did a disservice to U of A because I thought this was a winnable game for U of A before ASU upset them, and then Washington got right.
I thought ASU was screwed after Washington got upset the week before.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
This game was in Washington. Like,
yeah.
So does it give you comfort though that you can identify like where the biggest weakness of this team is instead of the entire team being a weakness? You know, a year ago they couldn't compete on any.
Yeah. So honestly, no. Because last year the defense, I feel like the defense last year had less talent than it does this year, but they had a better defensive coordinator in Don Brown who went off to Massachusetts, and schematically those guys balled their ass off. And if you look at the games last year, there were one-score games going into just about every fourth quarter last year, except for like maybe 3 games. Like they were close in every game because that defense was trying their ass off. They just fell apart. They didn't have any depth. This year, I feel like talent-wise, they have better talent, but for whatever reason, they're just getting obliterated all over the place. And Listen, it's the hardest thing to build in college football is your defensive line, in my opinion. Like to recruit big guys
Unless you're in the SEC.
unless you're in the SEC that can that know how to play the line of scrimmage, that are physical, that are dominant. That just takes some time. So I'm sure Jed Fish will make that a priority in the transfer portal. He was the number 2 ranked recruiting class in the Pac-12 last year. I think you can still leverage the progress that they have made this year, especially offensively, to get some dudes.
They're a fun team to watch.
Yeah,
they are.
Watching them.
They are. You know, I don't know if they're ever. I don't think they're going to become bowl eligible. I think they've lost out on a couple opportunities. That Cal
really
loss,
bad.
yeah, especially after Colorado's win last night. But again, it's all about improvement. It's all about the trajectory of the program. I do feel good about that.
Yeah. There's a couple things that, as ASU fans and just Pac-12 fans in general. One that I've never understood is rooting for every Pac-12 team to lose. Like,
yeah, I don't get that either.
It's stupid.
Like I was mad Utah won last night because I was like, USC's our last chance to
Right.
really be represented on the national level.
Exactly. Especially out of conference. I think it's so dumb. Why are you rooting against the Pac-12? But the second thing, like, and I kind of understand this a little more, but as an ASU fan, like, as much fun as it is to like make fun of U of A football, whatever, it's way more fun when they're like this. I'm happy
my gosh,
they're
yes.
on the up and up. Like, and sure, if you're an ASU fan, you can be bitter about, oh, you should want them to fail. No, because then it's not a competition.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And
But
Stanford
listen-
had a big win yesterday for the conference, by the way.
You know, like the Jesus Christ,
Right, Johnny?
No,
They got the Fighting Irish, your boy.
He's going to be one and done. Dude's gonna be fine.
16.5-point favorites,
He's
by
a
the way.
handsome guy. He's not going to be a head coach very much longer.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen. To your point, Shane. You know, I was literally talking about this yesterday. The great U of A games. Or U of A ASU rivalry games are the ones that have something on the line, like a bowl game or a conference
There
title.
could be a bowl game on the line.
Think about 14 and 15. You know, they go down. ASU goes down to Tucson. The South Division is on the line.
Yeah.
Possible chance to even for U of A. There was still a little hope that maybe if they won that game and then beat Oregon, they might still make it into the CFP. And that's what makes those games so much more exciting. Nobody wants to see a couple 3 or 4 win teams face each other. The only thing you have is local bragging rights. Nobody else in the country gives a shit. So I hope. You know, we were talking about possible coaches for ASU. That's the reason why I hope they get somebody in there like that will move the needle in the positive direction. Hell, even if they got Deion Sanders, okay, just hear me out. Deion Sanders comes in, he's going to come with a lot of hype. He's going to come with a lot of gravitas. He's going to attract recruits. The national media will pay attention to ASU like they did at first with Herm. Like, that's a good thing for the state. And especially if both these programs move over to the Big 12, that's even better. Like, because now these two programs are going to try to replace, at least in some way, some shape or form, Oklahoma and Texas, who are departing for the SEC, you fraudulent bastards. And I think that's great. So anyway, that's the first the Hangover right there. I appreciate you guys listening to that little rant. But before we move on, I think we have a little underdog.
I've spent so much time on this app. This weekend specifically. If you guys don't know, Underdog Fantasy, it's the best way to add a little bit of spice into your life when it comes to watching either, esports or NFL football. And especially with football and their pick'em game, it makes things so much more fun. Just look for your favorite or least favorite. There's a lot of players that I hate that I love betting against, or not betting, just picking unders. Pick between 2 and 5 year players. Pick 'em entry, whether you think they'll end up higher or lower total of the stat in this week's game. Get all your picks right. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single night. Plus, they have really fun daily fantasy drafts and best ball drafts. They're week 6 to the end of the season. Best ball starts today. I have a pretty solid team, I will say so myself. And you can do really fun. You can just come in
Producer
here and drop
Emma,
one.
join us.
Yes.
And you can do
Hello, Emma.
drafts with
Wave
your
to the
friends
camera.
as well on Underdog. So when you use that promo code PHNX when you sign up,
Oh, sorry.
you can search in the App Store or click the link in the show notes. Sign up with promo code PHNX, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code PHNX, and get in on the action today.
Wow.
Or you can
Wow, that's pretty cool. Wow. See what I'm doing there?
I have a preview for something later on. So Shane and I have a shoey bet that we need to talk about later. That I
Oh
don't
my
wanna forget.
goodness. Well, while we wait for that shoey bet, let's go ahead and crack open a nice little solid one.
Oh, these are so good.
There we go. A
Refreshing.
little wow wheat. If you didn't pick up on my verbiage, from Four Peaks, this delicious brew. Make sure you're 21 and over if you're gonna digest some of this. But this is one of my favorites. This is the Wow Light Citrus Ale, especially early in the morning. You don't want to go too heavy. You want to just kind of pace yourself throughout the day. Very popular little drink right here.
Cutie.
Yeah, a little cutie right here.
Yep.
Super cute. Super cute.
This is the best shotgunning beer.
Yes.
I will say. Yeah,
Yes.
by far, this is the best shotgunning beer. I shotgun about 4 of these in Vegas.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
In a row?
No.
No.
I did shotgun 2 in a row, though, so I can attest to that.
Yes.
I did do that. And then I hit the Panda slots. Yeah, Four Peaks, great in Arizona, great in Vegas, great everywhere.
Our fantastic friends at Four Peaks do a great job, obviously, with her entire brewery and all the beer that they put together. But also, we have a lot of events that will be happening over at Four Peaks, including the tailgate for the first home game for the Coyotes on October 28th, Friday. Hopefully they have won a game by then, but
Might be asking a lot.
They beat
Still
the
one of the
Leafs.
most absurd.
does it really
scheduling
matter
things
though
I've
if they
ever heard.
win or not?
Yes,
That they don't open up their
Yeah,
home
it's crazy.
slate until October
they beat
28th.
the Leafs. They're going to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Well, yeah, because Austin Matthews needs to be a Coyote.
He's gonna be wooed.
I'd like to learn about hockey this year. We get
You said that last year. You didn't even.
I have a
try.
hockey T-shirt on because I love PHNX Coyotes, so this is my hockey tee. I'm learning each and every day.
We got a little diversity on the tees today.
Yeah.
I got a little baseball.
That's
He's got
one of my
hockey.
favorites we have.
Also,
Wow.
fuck you, Dodgers.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I didn't even know the Padres won until we started the show. I had tuned it out for a
The
while.
games yesterday, I'm sorry, Shane, but all the games were unbelievable. MLB.
Listen, baseball playoffs have been on another level. I am never going to sit through 18 innings of
Can we have a
scoreless
game to get
baseball. No, not yet.
Great that the Cardinals
Listen,
don't kick off like
yeah,
that, too.
yeah, we got plenty of time. Also, I'm not. Listen, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus. I just listen. That's why I don't like baseball. Is that 6 hours later we still don't have a resolution?
Okay, now you got me started. What I hate, what is so ridiculous, the Diamondbacks are my team, but when they're not in the postseason, this is what I'm rooting for. This is what I'm cheering for. 3 games in this series.
Love you,
This team
Brandon.
hadn't been in the playoffs in 20 plus years, and what do they get?
Yeah.
They get 3 games decided by 1 run.
Yeah.
2 of them, they were up the entire game.
Welcome to-
One went 18 innings, and there were 13, 14 hits combined, and one of them was a Jeremy Pena home run.
Welcome to the pros. Welcome to the big leagues. This is how
Oh
the
my
playoffs
God,
work.
Johnny, stop! You're going to trigger him. Brandon Buckingham with the super chat. I think this might be our first ever super chat in the tailgate.
We had a
Have
good
we
couple
have it?
last year,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Eno season begins.
That's right, bro.
Let's fucking go. 90 total yards, 1 touchdown.
Oh,
I love that.
feed it,
Give me
feed
2.
I love it.
feed
I love it. All right, Emma, let's survey some Cervesa. No? Okay,
All
cool.
right.
All right. Oh, there she is. All right.
Sorry.
Season, bitches.
Still trying to wake
Yes,
up.
Let's go.
Something about Johnny swearing in the morning just hits harder.
All right. So our game today, we are going to be playing Is It Real or Is It Fake? So we're playing it. It's a
Sorry. Am I the only one that thought that? Okay, keep going.
Yeah, you are.
it's a bird game today. We got the Cardinals at the Seahawks. So
I'm
we
gonna
are
crush
going
you
to be
guys.
doing
I'm a bird
real
aficionado.
or fake birds.
Sweet.
Okay.
Let's go.
So I have
All
them
birds
typed
are
out
fake.
here. Do you
Right?
want me to say them or would you like to say them?
You can say them.
Yeah, you Sam.
Careful.
Okay.
Careful with that. All right. First one. Atlantic puffin. Real or
That's a-
fake?
It's a real ass
That's
bird.
a real bird. That's
Yes.
a penguin.
I've heard of a puffin, so I'll just assume it's from the Atlantic.
It's a penguin-like bird. Yes,
It's not a penguin though.
but it's a penguin-like
It
bird.
flies.
It also swims.
There's also an awful cereal that's called like Puffins that I had as a kid.
What?
It was like my first non-sugary cereal. I'm like,
did
what
that
the
come
fuck
in
is
one of the
this?
plastic bags at the bottom of the shelf?
No, it was like in
Or
a
was it in the-
organic like
Gotcha.
cardboard box.
Gotcha.
It was
Gotcha.
the worst. It
Don't
was-
knock the plastic bags. Listen, I grew up on that shit, baby. Don't be judgmental. I'm sorry. We didn't live in a hoity-toity fucking beautiful box fucking household, Johnny.
I'm sorry.
All right. So
Crisp
I
crunch
fake-
or whatever.
I heard
Yeah.
they're resealable.
Okay,
now.
You got
cool.
you got Captain Crunch. We all got crispy fucking critters. Is what the fuck
are
we
we gonna
got.
play? Yeah.
Anyway.
Real or fake?
That's real.
Fine.
We're all real.
Real?
Real.
Okay. Next one.
Oh, it was it real?
Yeah, it's real.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Next one. Bare-headed weebill.
That's not real.
Final answers?
That's not real.
I've heard of
No,
weeble, but is it a bird?
I'll say real.
It's real. That's a real
Oh.
bird.
I'm gonna say fake.
It's a fake bird.
Bam.
Yeah,
2 for
go
2.
two.
Let's
Yep.
go.
Feeling it.
I wish we had pictures of these real or fake birds.
That
Well,
would be
okay, so
fucking
that
fire.
was originally what I was gonna do, but then I was like, oh, but if it's a fake bird, I don't want them to like get mixed up and be like, oh,
Well,
you,
you could
put a
always
picture
pull-
of a
Just
real
show-
bird.
I don't
You
know
just-
every bird. You could have just
Yeah,
showed any bird.
yeah.
Okay, well,
That's
next
okay.
one.
What's the worst bird mascot?
All right.
Across this
Inca turn.
landscape.
Go ahead. Inca turn.
Inca turn, real or fake?
That's real.
That's not a
That's
real.
gotta be fake.
That's
That's
fake.
real.
I say fake.
Inca
That's real.
turn.
That's a real bird.
That's a real bird.
Worst bird mascot is definitely the stupid ass chicken rooster fucking thing that they used to have in the 80s that would run around the field.
San Diego chicken?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Fuck that
I thought you
thing.
were about like team names.
Yeah, I thought like the most random. I grew up a huge Orioles fan, but if they didn't exist, I would have no idea that's a real bird.
What about a cardinal in a desert, though?
I've
we
seen
talk about
cardinals.
that?
in
Desert cardinals.
I've seen desert cardinals.
Yeah, we might need to retool this, Mr. Bidwell.
All right. Greater bird of paradise, real or
Nope.
fake?
that is a fucking flower. That is a
Wow.
plant.
All right,
okay.
I'll roll with Shane.
I will roll Shane
Yeah,
as well.
He's convicted in that.
That's a real bird.
Oh,
It's also a plant.
It is a plant.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what? How about you guys be free thinkers for once, huh?
I agree with Sly. Pelican is weak.
yeah, that's terrible.
New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough.
Pugs.
Seaside gannets.
That is.
That's a paper.
That is real.
That is fake.
Fake.
Don't overthink this, Johnny.
It sounds like a lovely bird you'd see on like trotting along the sand. I'll say there's a gannet right there. I'll say it's real.
That is one fake bird.
Yeah. You ever see those I forget what they're called, like something sandpipers? Ones that have really long beaks and they eat in the sand. Great bird.
Great bird.
Golden pheasant.
I don't know
That's
if there's-
real.
I don't know if there's golden versions of pheasants these days.
Remember back in like the 1400s, so they would always eat pheasant.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen pheasant on a menu nowadays? What happened to pheasants?
I don't
they-
remember that actually.
I think it's kind of gamey.
Like Game of Thrones, they would have was like,
Yeah.
I'm eating a pheasant.
You said that like we were there though.
But I've seen like
remember in the
historical
1400s.
Remember
context.
back in the 1400s, guys?
Remember last week when we were fucking, somebody had polio or some shit?
Real
Or
or
the
fake
plague.
I'll
bird?
say it's
real.
it's real.
It's real.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, it's real.
She real.
Yeah.
All right. Helmet. Corfin.
No chance.
Corhin.
That's a made up word.
No, that's real.
This looks
That's
like
real.
a
Yeah, I'm gonna go real.
His
because-
head,
Star
the
Wars
head
name.
of this bird is shaped like a dome.
Yeah, sure. Give me it.
Yeah.
That's one fake bird.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, it should be shaped like
I'm
a
heating
Yeah.
up again.
Should be a real bird.
All right.
I'm gonna make that a real bird.
Yes, sir. Cedar
Jesus.
rockfall.
That's
Yeah,
not
do you
real.
have?
I'll say real.
I
Real.
think that's real. Rockfowl. It sways me.
But there's none in cedar. I know that for a fact.
That's a fake bird.
Yeah,
Oh
Sam.
damn.
All right.
No idea.
I
what
think
that
we
is.
have
I've never even heard of a
one
What is
more.
it?
Yeah.
Heard of a rock fowl, Bo?
Mm.
Oh, you thought it sounded real.
I know this is real. Terrestrial Yakana, they actually hail in Jamaica.
Okay, I'm gonna go real.
I'm
gonna
I
go
think
fake.
he's trying. Yeah, that's balderdash.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go fake.
I was about to roast Shane. Be a free thinker.
This is fake. This looks like something you just
It's so
put-
real,
you just
guys.
type a bunch
I'm
of
telling you, it's so
letters on
real.
the screen.
This is so from my knowledge, it's a fake bird, but I don't know what Saul knows.
I think Saul was just trying to throw us
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, cool. Because you threw me off too, and I was
Yeah.
like, wait, did I do
Emma,
my
where did you
research?
find your fake birds?
So, really funny story.
Oh.
I was struggling trying to figure out fake bird names.
Uh-huh.
Love the fucking internet. Wow, there's a fake bird name generator.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a great time to be alive.
How do
guys.
you create a fake bird name?
You literally, so like it's a website, and then you type in like the animal, mammal, whatever you want, insect, whatever. Type it in, and then it gives you a list of 5. and
Can you
then-
type in any names?
Yeah.
Can you type in Johnny?
Give me 5 seconds.
Let's
Do you wanna
go.
Do, like,
All
an ad
right.
read while I do that.
Oh yeah, let's do it. All right. What is our next read?
I'm gonna have the sexiest bird of all time.
Emma, I'm gonna
It's
send you a
so
picture of a
hot.
bird that I need you to get on the screen.
It's just gonna destroy
all right. Once again, we've already done a DraftKings read, haven't we? Oh, we're doing another one. How about that? So DraftKings. Actually, no. Fuck that. Game Time app. If you haven't downloaded it, you should right now. Tickets for this Thursday's Cardinals game at home against the Saints. As low as $33. I couldn't get the words out. $33 right now for upper level. As low as $107. Section 123, row 9. For $107.
I don't plug stuff I don't use. My dad and his buddies are here. We went on Game Time. They got 3 tickets, premium tickets, 6 rows up. Fantastic deal. Right now, we compared them to all those other big name vendors you go and buy tickets from. Game Time easily had the best deals, up to 60% off. And the deals are only getting sweeter as we get closer to Thursday Night Football.
Guys, also, breaking news. If you follow these guys and watch their show, PHNX Cardinals, on Monday, Johnny Bo, you better remember this, otherwise it's on you. I'm giving away 2 tickets to this Thursday's game. It is in the south end zone, 10 rows up, premium seats, fucking fire, courtesy of our friends at 4 Peaks.
Yeah, watch our show, though.
Yep, you got to watch our show.
Subscribe and like it.
Absolutely.
DeAndre Hopkins returns Thursday night.
Dude, what else do you need? What else do you need?
We're going to get this dub today, and then we're going to go over 500 next Thursday. So you better be there.
But if you can't get those tickets, you can get the tickets on the Game Time app.
Win in almost a year.
Click the link in the show notes. That's the way to do it. Give us some credit for hooking you up. All right? Thank you. All right, next segment. Let's go.
Well,
wait, what?
Well, do you want to hear Johnny's bird name?
Yes, let's do.
Johnny's
Emma.
Yeah.
Let's be nice to me. This better be legitimate here. I will
Johnny,
check your work.
Johnny, just okay.
Okay, so this is Johnny if he was a bird. This is called the painted chimey Johnny.
Oh my God, that looks like fucking royalty.
Wait, it brings up a bird, an actual bird.
So that's actually the greater bird of paradise.
Oh,
yeah!
Look at that,
beautiful bird.
That's
it is a
top
very
of the food
pretty
chain, elite. That is something that rich people have in their homes. So yes,
rich people have in their homes next to their fucking box of cereal.
I think Ben Affleck and J-Lo have that in their house. Tom and Giselle are fighting over who gets that in the divorce.
Like I said with the Game Time app, make sure you download that app. Speaking of apps, let's tap that app and move on to the next segment where we talk about your props, your locks, and your drops, courtesy of DraftKings, and we'll get to that in a second. But, guys, what are we liking today? Let's start with you, Bo, your prop for today.
Everybody's out for the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially in their secondary, taking on the Bucs. It's a game I'm just going to feast on. So I'm going to start with my prop, Tom Brady over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think that's a lock as long as things don't get too out of hand early. But I think TB, after having to go stag to his former owner's wedding on Saturday.
That's sad.
Yeah, he's poised to put up some tutties.
I like it. I also like mine. Eno Benjamin, first touchdown scored in the Cardinals-Seahawks game, plus 650, the highest odds of any singular player to have the first touchdown. The Cardinals are motherfucking due to score first and get first quarter points. The Seahawks are next to dead last against the run. It's Eno Benjamin's show today. There's no Darrell Williams. There's no James Conner. Keontae Ingram, we assume, it's going to be short yardage. Eno's going to get those carries. The Cardinals want to run the football. I think the Cardinals will receive, and Eno will go for 6, and you'll get a payout of plus 650 on DraftKings.
Seahawks are definitely over the national average for gas prices as far as yards given.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, Cliff. No screens.
The Green Bay Packers are absolute frauds. They've always been frauds. They always will be frauds. Aaron Rodgers is a fraud. I hate Aaron Rodgers. I hope he gets sacked 89,000 times today. And I hope Quinnen Williams is the one that sacks him. He's had an off year. He's been kind of down this year. A lot of trade rumors about him. Cardinals should go get him.
They should.
And he's got a projection right now, a prop, over 0.25 for sacks today for a plus 235. And I like that. All you got to do is get a half sack and you're golden. I think Quinnen Williams will do the job today. That's an easy pick.
Love that. So we got a weird game today. Daniel S. Dimes at home hosting Lamar Jackson. Wink Martindale is going to blitz the living hell out of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's stats okay against the blitz, but it's really the only way you can play him. However, the Giants' cover corners are absolutely terrible. I don't care if it's Devin Duvernay or Johnny Venerable running a go route. He's going to get there. Basically over 217 passing yards for Lamar Jackson. Book it.
What's your lock?
It's a teaser.
Ooh,
Two-team
I love
teaser.
a tease.
Deep and lock this week. Two-team teaser. Give me the Chiefs. Get them to tease them up to +8.5. Then give me the Bucks. Tease them down to -3.5, I believe.
Okay, all right.
Put that. Inject it into my veins.
Give me that. All right, I got a head-to-head matchup for you guys that I think is going to go one-sided today in Atlanta against the 49ers. I like Marcus Mariota to throw for the passing yards money line. He's got a +190 right now so everybody thinks that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to throw for more yards than Marcus Mariota, and if you've seen the Falcons, they tend to air the ball out quite a bit. So I like Marcus Mariota today. That's easy money +190.
Legacy game.
Let's go.
I also like AJ Terrell to shut down
Kyle
Brandon
Pitt's legacy
Ayuk
game
and Deebo
incoming.
Samuel. I like that. So on PHNX Bets daily podcast, which you should check out every day with myself, Shane Diefenbach, noon every day of PHNX programming. Friday, I made a statement that if the Browns-Patriots game does not hit the under, I will do a shoey on next week's tailgate show. If it hits the over, Shane must do a shoey. I'm adamant this is not going to hit. It was 43.5.
It's a win-win.
It's 43.5 on Friday. It's 43 now. I'm standing by it. Zappy do for the Patriots. I think that Shane, for whatever reason, feels like the Browns are going to go nuts offensively. I think Bill's got his mojo back
Not
after
even what I said.
shutting down the Lions' vaunted offense. We're going to get an ugly game. It's going to be like 17-15. The under's going to hit. Shane will do a shoey on this show. That's my
The Browns can't defend the run. The Patriots are going to put up points. Who cares if it's Zappy?
Damian Harris is iffy. It's going to be a
Damian Harris is not playing.
He's iffy.
He's
out.
literally not playing.
Okay.
Ramondre Stevenson is playing. Jacoby Myers.
I don't know why
is playing.
I don't know why you're yelling. I didn't yell during your segment.
Oh.
All right. So we're gonna get a shoey next week.
I just like when we make a bet that you don't come at me with stuff that isn't true. Damian
It
Harris,
is true.
Damian Harris is out.
Okay, he's out.
All right. Let's keep with what's true. Tua, he's out of protocol, but he's not active today. And I think I'm just going to say this. I don't know for sure if it's fact, but we're going to have the first quarterback named Skyler starting today. Skyler Thompson starting for the Miami Dolphins.
Baby, let's go, Ema. Let's go.
And the Miami Dolphins coming in at 4-1, 3.5-point favorites. I'm hammering the Vikings to move to 5-1. It might be a little fraudulent because, who they've beaten, how they've gotten there, but look, and they got completely just undressed by the Philly Eagles in week 2, but they are going to roll against the Dolphins today. Give me the Vikings.
You got a drop for us?
Drop? Yeah, it's tough as far as some of these spreads, but I'm staying away from that Tampa Bay Steelers game as far as the overall spread.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to kind of navigate that one. 9.5 on the road for Tampa Bay. They've been kind of uneven all season long. Talking about Tom Brady, what's going on off the field. Can't trust what's going to go on the field.
Sly, the White Pants were retired last week, at least temporarily, because the Cardinals suffered a defeat.
That's a good thing for everybody.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's not fair to me.
I disagree. I love the White Pants.
I appreciate that. We'll bring them back at some point. The Cardinals, we start a new streak today.
I got my white pants on.
The game I'm staying away from, Jets.
Are you going to wear your ripped jeans every day then if they win?
All right.
Johnny, I think
Can we not?
Hey, Johnny, I think the ripped jeans looked really good too.
Thank you. They're painted on. It's hard to move. Here's the thing. I don't buy the Packers this year, but I also don't buy Robert Saleh and Zach Wilson. That spread, I think, got up to 8 points. But the Packers, listen, they just lost to Danny Dimes, and they're terrible. I don't think the Giants are any good. I don't have a good feeling for this game one way or the other. Zach Wilson looked better last week, but again, who's Aaron Rodgers throwing to? Christian Watkins? It sounds like they're going to put him on IR. Watson. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't want any part.
My North Dakota State brethren.
Yeah. I don't want any part of this game. I would like to see the Jets win just because I'm anti-Green Bay right now, but I don't. Who knows?
I'm tossed. I have a toss up today. I don't know which one to stay away from more. Either the Ravens against the Giants or the Jaguars against the Colts. Like both of those games. Ew, gross. I don't like what all four of those teams are unpredictable. The Giants are playing above and beyond what anybody thought that they would be doing. The Ravens have kind of played, below average football for the most part this year, giving up big leads, and their defense has been falling apart in the second half of games. The Colts have been a fraud all year because everybody thought their defense would be legit, and they keep falling apart in games, and I don't understand why. And the Jaguars will show you one game that they can score fucking 30 or 40 points, and the next game score like 7. So
culture is bad.
Yeah, I don't know what to believe. I don't know what's going on here. So stay away from both of those games because they absolutely are trash.
Yeah, I do not disagree with you there, although I like the Ravens. But it might just be my love affair with Lamar Jackson.
True.
I'm staying away from the Panthers and Rams. I know Johnny and a lot of other people think the Rams are just going to roll. The Rams suck. They're just not.
Well, I want to believe that the Rams are terrible.
Did you hear the Rams have scored less than the Bears this season?
They have. They have scored less points than the Bears. Derek Brown and that defensive line, even though they might all get traded, they're still going to go after Matt Stafford. That offensive line for the Rams is terrible. 10 points, even though they're at home, it's too much.
Swallow it.
They're not. I guess, but they're not trading those defensive players. From what I've read.
Well, yeah, and they never were. There were fake accounts out there trying to push Brian Burns and Derek Brown, but we debunked that on Friday's show. We had that before anybody else on PHNX Cardinals. But hey, did you hear the Panthers are listening to trade offers for Christian McCaffrey?
All it'll cost you is your entire franchise.
Multiple first-round picks. It's like, get the fuck out of here, Panthers. I don't want to see you till 2023. I don't want to stop being in the news cycle. You're not relevant.
Genuinely, what do you think that the final, if he does get moved, what do you think that the Panthers would accept?
A third-round pick.
They should.
Yeah.
They should.
There's no way in hell I'm trading anything more than a second round pick in 2024.
Yeah, maybe a second round pick, maybe, but it's got to be like you got to be one of the better teams to give.
If you
a
are the
second
Buffalo
round.
Bills, second round pick.
It's more than, but I would tell you
or
right
just
now,
James Cook.
from their standpoint, we have a lot of football left to be played this year. It's more than just football. It's selling tickets. It's being relevant. McCaffrey just helps them get through this season. Maybe that's worth more to them than a mid-round pick next year. That I understand. But from a football standpoint, cut and dry, you're taking on money. He can't stay healthy. It's a third-round pick.
Aaron Lee in the chat saying he took the under for Colts at Jags, under 41.5. The Colts in their last, I think, 10 games. I know what you're thinking, but the last 10 games against the division, the Colts have been in 10 games that have went under against the AFC South.
That's a hell of a stat.
That is a hell of a stat. You just pull that out of nowhere.
Well, it's because they were 9-0 before the Titans game that I bet on.
That's why you got to watch this guy on Bet's show. He gives you those little nuggets of knowledge. Also, if you like any of those plays, again, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app, where new customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. And if that's not enough, everyone can boost their winnings with DraftKings stepped up same game parlays. Right now, for every leg you add, you can boost your winnings up to 100% with payouts bigger than ever. Why bet on football anywhere else? And to make things even sweeter, you can throw down stepped up same game parlays once per game day all season long. It's simple. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use promo code PHNX. That's promo code PHNX. Obviously, you're watching us, so you knew that. And enjoy. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
How about this, Saul? With the stepped up same game parlay feature on DraftKings, if you were to place a same game parlay on the Arizona Cardinals, take Cardinals money line, Geno Smith and Kyler Murray over 254 passing yards, Eno Benjamin and Kenneth Walker to score at any time, plus 1,300, 5 legs, boost at 50%. With the stepped up same game parlay feature, gets you up to plus 1,950.
Love it.
Seems good.
Love it. Yeah. Love it. All right. Well, hey, we got a game to talk about. Let's go to that flight risk, baby. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be beautiful up in Seattle. Also, let me throw this on real quick. Just because you don't have to sit through 6 hours of pregame talk on a radio station. You could just come and watch these guys all week on PHNX Cardinals, or you can just get a little quick snippet here right now and talk about the Cardinals and the Seahawks today in Seattle. Geno Smith has been balling his ass off. He's been throwing the ball it feels like 1 million yards a game. But do they have enough to beat this Cardinals team, who's defensively has been holding their own the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, 18 points per game the last 3 weeks from Vance Joseph and company. I'm not concerned about the defense. Here's what it comes down to, and Bo and I talked about this on PHNX Cardinals on Friday afternoon. One team has a $45 million quarterback. The other one has Geno Smith. And when push comes to shove, this administration for Seattle was supposed to be put to pasture this year. This is a transition year for Seattle, 5 or 6 wins max. The Cardinals, if we're going to take them seriously, Bo, this year, you have to win this game. You cannot go up and lay another egg. This is a get-right game for you, Cliff Kingsbury. You have not been good this year. Offensively, you need to put 30-plus points on this Seattle team, not allow them to hang around and believe that they can win this game. I need a takeover vintage game from Kyler Murray because saw you at the game last week. You said he played better than his stats indicated.
Yeah.
I need a definitive, I'm putting it all out there, 3 to 4 touchdown, Kyler Murray, $45 million game.
The thing that I loved about watching Kyler last week that I know a lot of people don't get to see unless they were there in person is the fact that he just looked like he was in control. He really did. Minus 2 or 3 throws that really had no chance. The floater that he missed to Ertz in the corner, like, oh, that was a brutal one, yes. But listen, I thought he did a hell of a job of managing that pass rush. When you're standing behind Kyler and you see those dudes coming at you the way that they were coming at Kyler, the way he performed made me feel so much better about where he is at as a quarterback than I think I ever would have seen on TV.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest difference about being at those games. And I have no doubt that Kyler and company will put up enough points to beat the Seattle Seahawks today.
Yeah, just hope it happens earlier, right? Because in the beginning of that game, like the rest of the other 4 games of the season, there was something missing, like lack of execution, the play calling. It was all not up to par to where the Arizona Cardinals could survive another slow start, but we're tired of watching it. If they can get out to a fast start, they can put this team away. Sure, like Geno Smith, he's kind of like a horror movie villain and he won't die and they'll put up points at the end and make it close potentially and interesting, but this offense has no excuse to come out slow again against this defense. 31st overall, right, in the NFL. They can't stop a nosebleed as far as the run. You can get that run-pass balance. I hope that Kyler Murray early on, he continues to take those shots on 3rd and short. Just pick up the first down, move the chains, get into rhythm, and just put up some points early. 38-0. They've been outscored in the first quarter.
They'll score a touchdown in the first quarter.
Is that, yeah, I mean, I like that. I think that they absolutely have to because you have no reasons not to against this defense. As far as Geno Smith, he feasted on the Saints last week, which was surprising because you thought that the Saints were better defensively, and then Detroit he absolutely dismantled. But outside of that, he's been good, but he hasn't been as good as he's been the last 2 weeks. Cardinals defense needs to take him down a notch. That's going to be key.
City of Seattle is going to be in shambles.
Yeah.
After this weekend, Geno Smith has been blitzed, I believe, the 22nd most out of quarterbacks, and he wasn't good against the blitz last year. He's not good against the blitz when he rarely gets blitzed this year. Cardinals like to bring extra guys. Do they get home? Who knows? But I think just that added pressure, the Seahawks offense is going to slow down a ton. Rashad Penny out. Kenneth Walker looked good in glimpses. Don't think he's going to be great today. The defense is historically bad for Seattle.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray should have his way. Look, this is a division game. Things could get weird. I got the Cardinals by 10 plus, though.
It's interesting to say that the Cardinals released Devon Kennard, who was not a guy that got after the quarterback.
Not good at football.
3 sacks in 30-plus games, right, during his Cardinals career. You gotta think that
repeat that real quick.
3 sacks in 30-plus games, right? It was atrocious as far as the production.
Like
he was
Jones.
out there.
Like me.
He was just out there to, I don't know what his role was in this defense, but you got to think with a guy whose role is just specifically pinning his ears back and getting after the passer. That's what Myjai Sanders is potentially going to do today, and that's what Vance Joseph wants to do off the edge.
I think we're going to see a big game from Isaiah Simmons. I think he's going to build off his 13 tackles last week. This is a game where he's going to be able to feast on the intermediate part of the field. I think, and I said this on PHNX Cardinals Thursday or Friday, I think we get a Isaiah Simmons turnover-worthy play. Interception, forced fumble, sack, strip sack. His confidence is growing. There's no Nick Vigil breathing down his neck, and you're going to be able to eat. And I like Kenneth Walker a lot, but
because Nick Vigil should, of course, anytime
that's a different conversation entirely. But what Penny did is he gave them stability, especially when things like pass protection. Like Kenneth Walker, still very green to the NFL. I think he's going to be a good player, but he's not where Rashad Penny was.
They do start 2 rookies that everyone thinks are holding up, but again, they haven't really faced anybody that's going to get after them. If you guys had to pick an X factor for the game, who is it?
I think that it's the tight end position for the Cardinals. I'm going to say Trey McBride can have a sneaky good for relative for Trey McBride standards. Zach Ertz, of course, is going to eat today, but I think the tight end position is it's exploited each and every week against Seattle.
I watched Trey McBride in several possessions last week, and just about every damn possession he was only in there to pass protect. So I don't know what's going to happen with Trey McBride. They're not really throwing him out there to run routes as many times as I thought that they would. They're not really being creative with him. And then Rondale Moore, obviously he's the target because every time he comes into the game, the defense knows, oh, okay, they're probably going to run a screen pass or a fucking reverse. So hopefully that changes today. Hopefully Cliff has absolutely burned his stupid ass 15-play script that he likes to stick to in the first half. Things change because once Cliff got away from the script, everything was good. Mm-hmm. They started moving the ball way more efficiently
against a way better Philadelphia team.
Yeah, so
ask Madden. Just ask Madden.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Who is the leader in yak in the NFL after 6 weeks?
Hollywood Brown.
Fuck, I don't know.
No.
Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
Damn.
Get the ball to Zach Ertz and Trey McBride.
Yeah.
The offense isn't super different than the Eagles' offense.
Right.
You see what happens when you get your good players in space. Get the ball to Zach Ertz and Trey McBride.
I would say, though, to Philly's credit, they've got a little bit bigger bodies, better
100%.
receivers blocking receivers downfield.
100%.
Cardinals have guys who are 5'7".
But a lot of
because
what
Devontae Smith is an athletic specimen in terms of blocking.
But like AJ Brown.
But it's also just he is wide open.
Yeah.
He is wide open.
Jose in the chat, fellas, any update on Byron Murphy injury? We expect him to play, and he and Marco Wilson are my X factors. Byron Murphy has been, I think, CB1 across the board this year. Marco Wilson has a very tough assignment where Tyler Lockett has historically eaten alive Arizona secondary. They need to give him some help over the top. Antonio Hamilton, another week. Bo being a little bit healthier into the lineup. They've got elite safety play. Like this is not. You can almost concoct a perfect matchup for the Cardinals to get right on both sides of the ball. I think this is it.
Yeah, it's huge. And Antonio Hamilton, who said his first week back last week was the most physical exertion he's had since his freak accident in the kitchen. Full detail on that. Howard Balzer did an incredible piece as far as that whole situation. It's on gophnx.com. I highly recommend you check it out.
Howard.
Yeah, promo code Howard. But you're right. I mean, at least they have Hamilton to fall back on, where a couple weeks ago it was Marco, it was Byron Murphy, and that is it. I'm curious to see who they consider like top assignment for Murphy come this game. He's more comfortable inside. Will he have more Lockett than DK?
I like Budda Baker today.
Homecoming for him.
I think Buddha's going to have a big game. I'm even going to go on the limb and say Buddha is going to get a pick 6 and avenge his DK rundown.
What if DK caught him again?
Oh my God. We will never. He'll never
I'll
hear
take
the end of it.
interceptions when I can. Give me interceptions. They don't have to be for touchdowns.
We'll never hear the end of it from anybody ever again. So, also, so today you guys are going to be watching the game here, in the lounge. Shane, what are you going to be doing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, here.
Yeah,
oh, okay, all right. I'm going to go home. I'm going to watch the game at home because I'm going to be using some well-hung meats from Gilbert.
Ooh,
from Gilbert. Yeah, it's an actual fucking place there. Okay, it says it right here on the hat.
That's a fantastic.
Alan Gilbert. I got some ribs cooking on the smoker right now.
Bring
So
some
we're
back
gonna,
for the
yeah, no, I'm not coming back because I live like 45 minutes away.
Fuck
So
you guys, I'm not coming back.
no, that's not happening.
Can we start a new segment on the show really fast?
Yeah.
Daddy Fantasy update. Johnny, what's your record in
So
fantasy?
Daddy Fantasy is 0-5.
What happened last week, Johnny?
I was up on a out. I don't want to talk about against Saul Bookman, and then he is the GM of our league, so cheated probably to come back and beat me. I take on the infamous 1-4 Cheerson Susel today. Very much my season is on the line. I'm asking for your hopes and prayers as it relates to Daddy Fantasy. But it's a long season. We got a long way to go. Cam Akers. I was forced to draft him in the 3rd round. Supposedly he might be out of football, but I got some tricks up my sleeve. Daddy's got some tricks.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You got some tricks up your sleeve? My man drafted freaking Cam Akers in the 3rd round.
I love the people in the chat. They have my back.
He's newly
I love you
divorced
too.
daddy. He's lost custody of the kids.
Oh,
he's in
that's sad.
a 1-bedroom apartment. He's letting the hot dog stall out in the sink right now.
What am I? What's the thing you got to pay? You got to pay when you got to pay
Child support?
Yeah, I'm child support daddy right now.
Oh my goodness!
Put my life. Daddy's putting his life back. It starts today against Cheerson.
Just a reminder, if Johnny should go over this season, actually anybody who finishes in last place of our league, they will have to do a 24-hour Waffle House
we'll
challenge.
talk about that.
No, there's no talking. We have all decided this. Yep. We all agreed upon it before the draft. Sorry if it's you, Johnny, but you should probably get your plans ready right now.
Won't be Daddy.
All right, that's it for another episode of the PHNX Tailgate. Thank you so much for joining us. For Bo, for Johnny, for Shane, I'm Saul Bookman. We'll be back next week. Also, follow these guys on PHNX Cardinals. They'll have the halftime update show, and then they'll also do a fantastic post game. We should have Damian and Frank alongside these guys. It should be a fun show. Hopefully, we're celebrating a win, 3-3 as we go party at the motherfucking tailgate at the Lola on Thursday, and play the Dirty Saints with D-Hop back in the house.
Baby!
Let's go. See you next week.